Testing, testing. Alright, the pyro build is the easiest and the most hardest build at the same time. Start out with what game first. Show you the loadout, how to do it. Alright. So loadouts, let me get our screen up a little bit. Alright. We'll start off with we'll do skills first. For what I use is I do a blight round freeze combo. Toxic freeze combo. So I use my plate rounds, my cold snap as my AoE, and then my blade turret to give me you'll see with my mods and everything, it gives me a boost. What do you call for everybody hits in the party for damage. I drop the blade round, but with the bladed round I turn it into freeze. I'll show you all in a minute why I have that set up. But go to class tree. I generally stay on for this one. I generally stay up on top. I do hit a little bottom, but I go first with the impact modifier, gives you extra damage. Then the suction module gives you a little bit more weapon leech because we, as a Techno, don't have a natural healing process. So we have to. Our healing comes from shooting things. Then you got drill coating for armor piercing. Then I drop it down to the Havoc for more critical damage. Then I do Exposing Toxin, and also Mark for Execution, which is because when you put Vulnerable on, because this toxin will give you vulnerability on your enemies. Yeah, you'll do it's 40% more effective, which means you'll do a lot more damage. Anomalous build backs your health by 10%. And then reduce gadget cooldown by 15. Excuse me. You do then I do nitrogen capsules. This decreases the distance to be considered long range by 3 meters. Then I do impact modifier again, another 8% more damage. Nitrogen capsules again. And then purge. Enemies will see 10% more damage with toxic, which blade rounds are, so they get more damage. Same thing, increases damage again. Assault rifle master. Self-sanitary, you get an extra 20% damage. Assault adapt. Another 20% damage more. Drill coating, another 10% more armor piercing. Sharpshooter, increase your long range damage by 30%. And that's why, because anything that's people's normal range is not considered long range when you put these 2 capsules on. So that will consider long range. Anything basically, unless they're right next to you, is considered long range. Increase your clipping size by 50%. Again, 15% toxic more damage. And empower antenna. Weapon damage by 40% every time I hit blight, it gives an extra 40% boost, or every time I throw down my blight turret out, it gives you 40% more damage. That's for that. That's for that one. Then go to inventory. Start off. This is a must for this build. You need all 3 of these. Borealis. The reason is it gives a 90% damage on. You have more weapon damage, 9% more weapon damage on frozen enemies, and it crit damage by 10% for all party members after every time you use the cold snap for that one. That's just for the cold. The 10% crit damage is just for the cold snap, but you do anything that's frozen. My character gets a 90% boost. Other than that, you need to. This is what you should be getting most of the time. It's going to be bonus firepower, long range damage, cooldown reduction. You'll kind of got like status power on this one. You can't really help it with the legendaries. They come what they come. You can't. They don't really change too much. The same thing with this one. The gloves will never have. The gloves will always have max health. Only reason why I picked the gloves over the hat, over the helmet, or the boots or whatever, is because of these gloves come with the level tier 3 shattered mod, which is more 25% more damage. And the same thing with the boots. You want to try to god roll your boots so you can get the bonus firepower, long range, and cooldown reduction. The cooldown reduction and long range damage bonus is a must for this build, especially since we dropped the long range thing to basically being close range is long range for us. So, got that. Now for the mods, this is how I do. I use Ice Capote turns into freeze. They get freeze damage more. Captain Hunter increases your damage against the elites by 25%, which is good. You can drop the broads faster. You can drop a lot of the heavies quicker that way. Icicle Storm. This is your AoE damage. You freeze them and then you shoot one of them and then they each explode every time one gets killed. The other one keeps going and it keeps doing that explosion damage, which is pretty cool. You can clear out a room real fast if they're all bunched up together. With just doing the cold snap and then shooting one of them. Rejuvenation is the only one I have that has any kind of armor bonus on it. Gives me a little bit of fire. It gives me a little bit of 14,000 firepower bonus. Euthanizer, it's 25%. Deals toxic damage. It's the level 3 that comes with. That does not come with the pants. That comes with what's that? It comes with the plague. I think it's the plague pants or plague hand gloves. It's one of the two that come in. You just disassemble it and you get the euthanizer out of it. Comes with a freeze and boost of 15% damage on these pants, which is good because you put that in with the shatter that's on there, and that gives you about 40% boost of damage or more, depending on how the game will stack it for you. Because they keep changing everything on you. So them two. What else? Then you want to have shattered, or shattered, of course. But then with the sharp eye is additional 16k. Stacks up to 3 times, so you can for 20 seconds. So you can have 48, a little bit over 48k firepower, extra firepower for 20 seconds. It'll come and then it'll reload back up again when it runs out for the 20 seconds. It'll stack again. Radical Therapy. It's another must because you have the 25% boost with the euthanizer. This will make it 40% or more total. And the other one that's a must is the toxic lead. Even the toxic, not a must, but you can go toxic lead, or you can let me show you. You can do toxic lead, or you can go in and use the other mod, depending on how you feel. I use toxic lead. Gives you 40% instead of, I think it's 25 or 30%. Here, I'll show you. So you got the toxic lead. And the other one is hold on, right here. Yeah, 30% more. So I'd rather have the 40% than the 30%, just because the heavies take a little bit more rounds to do, and you can quickly shoot an aggro to refill most of your stuff, or shoot two aggros real quick and then really refill almost completely refill everything, and start shooting the heavy again if you had to. Depending if you do that much damage, how much damage you're doing on them. Uh, that another the what do you call it, the handgun's your choice, whatever you want to use. I just put one on there. This is my backup of backups. Just in case it hits shit hits the fan. You got yourself a backup, which is good for so you can try to shoot yourself out. If you're this far into it, you're pretty deep. Unless you get yourself some ammo, and go to ammo crate and reload. You shouldn't use that too much, but it happens sometimes. This is primary. Wants to be an Amber Vault. I have Killing Spree that comes with it, and I have Dark Sacrifice I put on. Dark Sacrifice comes off of I forget which gun it is now. I forget. Obsidian? It's Obsidian. Yeah, Obsidian. I think this is where the Dark Sacrifice comes off of. But you get the Dark Sacrifice build. Go that gives you 50% more damage. Oh, that's right. It takes 50% of your health away with 75% more damage. Along with killing spree, which takes a little bit longer to do. You need to warm it up a little bit because it deteriorates over time and stacks up to 3 kills. So you can get another 75% more damage, but then it decreases, then stacks back up again. It's an ongoing battle with killing spree. But that will give you up to 150% more weapon damage for that. Secondary is I use the Imploder because it's my better one. If you have a really good freeze one, if you have where is it? If you have a really good absolute zero, it's in the high 90s, or in the mid to high 90s, then I would run what I have there, the ultimate freeze bullets with the Dark Sacrifice, and you'll be good. As you can see, though, my secondary stinks. I have a bad RNG. Ploder, though, is almost God tier for firepower, so I'm rolling with that with Fortress. Because Fortress gives you 43% more damage based on your armor. I didn't see too much difference damage wise with this. With this and 75% more damage bonus. I think I do more damage with Fortress this way. The only reason I have it on Amber Vault is because it stacks with Killing Spree. So when Killing Spree does its 75% bonus damage, that goes on top of there, and then you have another 75% on top of damage. Oops. And that's basically the gist of this. So now when you have, you'll see I have the what's the other ones? They're all right. Alright. So you'll see how fast you throw your thing down. So you got like maybe 8 seconds, tops 5 seconds of a turret, then you get another 10%. Then you get another 40% damage bonus every time you throw that down, or every time you do flight rounds, which will give you a 40% bonus for 10 seconds. So you gotta know your map. So you know when the broads are coming out or the heavies are coming out, whatever. You don't throw this right away and you're like, oh crap, I don't have a damage. I gotta wait to attack. You wait until once you see the broad drop, then you toss that so you get full 10 seconds with you and your party, unless you're by yourself. Then just you. They kill the. You get the weapon damage bonus, because if you're by yourself, you should never, ever, ever run out of blight rounds. It'd be very hard to run out of blight rounds. Maybe on a heavy, it's big if you're doing a CT-15 by yourself. Maybe the heavy will drain it. That's if you don't, especially if you don't have no aggros around. Like you killed all the aggros first. That's why if you know if you know the map, and you know there's a heavy coming up, save at least 1 or 2, maybe 3 aggros that are easy 1-shot, 2-shot kills. That way you can fill your magazine back up with the blight rounds. Your AOE is the cold snap. It'll freeze everything in a good distance. What I like to do is when I like to hit the cold snap, as soon as I hit it, I like to start shooting one thing at the same time, because the freeze isn't going to hit instantly. It's going to hit. So let's say where Tiago is the enemy, and there's a bunch of people. I hit the cold snap. I can start shooting Tiago before the freeze hits him, and then when the freeze hits him, I can shoot him again. As a little, especially with the heavier ones, not the little guys. The little guys, you can just freeze and then wait until they're frozen and then explode them. But with the heavier ones, I hit them a few rounds first to weaken them, and then I hit them once or twice with it after they're frozen, and then he'll explode and do all the damage around everybody. And that's that one for that one. Now, there's other types of builds. Let me go back. Now, if you're gonna do another type of build, you could do. It's just a blight. Just a blight build. That way you can with the skills you would want to change. You want to keep your blights on there? I'd say keep your cold snap. You can do a little healing with it if you want. You can do the fix and wave. You can do the fix and wave if you want on that instead of the blade turret. Then you want to do and then with that type of build though, you want the same type of thing. You don't need. All right, I'll just go. It's easier to do it here. I can show the mods. You don't need. Let's say here, you don't need all the cold stuff. So now you can get real fancy god roll purples, and purples are godlike. Yes, they don't have level 3s, but if you do find something that has what you want on level 3, if you can find something that has bonus firepower, long range, and close range damage, pick up the gold with it, because that's basically what you want. The bonus firepower, long range, and close range damage is the three bonuses that you want. The mods for this build, you would want to do. You want to get rid of ice component, and since you're doing definitely blight rounds, you want to do. Right here. Yep, trick up the sleeve, along with Captain Hunter. you want to get rid because you're not doing freeze. So you would want to get any of the freeze ones that you like. You know, like I have. I would get rid of that one. Should stay because I'm using that one. But the like I would get rid of. I would keep euthanizer, of course, and toxic therapy and toxic lead lead. But then I would keep sharp eye, get rid of the two freezes, and I'd roll. That's why you have to god roll them because you have to find them when they're green and try to get these mods on them, or at least the level 2 mods on there, and then whatever the level 1 mods you can level 2 mods you want, like you want the toxic therapy or radical therapy and toxic light. So you want 2 different ones to have one of each of that. That way it saves you a slot, and then that's when you can put a level 3 on there, like Captain Hunter or whatever, if the other ones don't roll good for you. Hold on. Then you go back to mod gear. You can another good one for that build is the where is it? Hold on. Oh, is it? Oh, tier 2 one. Yeah, tier 2 one. Where is it? The one that explodes. That's it. Your blade round does tier 3 here. Blade rounds do a splash effect of 50%. That's right. So you a splash rate of 50% effectiveness of splash damage. So your blights could oh. The the other thing that you could have, like I said, is that the splash. If you can get that tier 3 mod splash, I would definitely put it on there. You're not doing an anomaly build. This is going to be an FP build, so you don't need the bone. You could splash good in there. You can also throw in there bloodlust. Bloodlust is good also. It's basically the same mods. You just get the freeze off of there, and you do the extra. There's 2 extra, the 2 freezes for that. Or if you're still comfortable with just the 40% bonus only, you could throw you throw in bloodlust instead. Or you need both, and you rather get rid of rejuvenation. You can put bloodlust on rejuvenation. And same weapons. I would use the same exact weapon setup for both of those. For that one now, there is an AP skill tree for that. Let me get a skill tree. Skill tree. So you still want to go to weapon damage there. And I would do same exact, except for the cooldown reduction. I'd take that off. Because you're not gonna need. Well, no, you know what? Because it has heal and fix it. Yeah, it has fix it. Yeah, I would keep the Gadgeteer on. I'd keep the same thing going. You don't need this and power antenna. You could go completely glass build and put 2 sides of the power on. I won't suggest this unless you're a really good player, like a really good player. Even really good players who have this, die a lot. It's this because you're more vulnerable. We're already a glass cannon build already. This really makes it like shattered. You can get one shotted by smaller things. Um, I would either put it on. There's two different things. So if you're dying from, I would take this off. And let's say you're dying. If you're dying from just being hit by regular things, do an armor boost. But if you're dying because of flames or frost or anomaly based stuff, then take this one off. Take this one off for the just the toxic only build, the plate only build. And put it on and put the plates on. Now with there, that's what I would do for that one. For your anomaly, if you do an AP build, oh, there's a lot of things you can do with the AP builds. If you do an AP build, you can AP builds are pretty cool. They're slow. When I mean slow, you're not going to be able to do the things yourself. You'll never qualify. You'll never get gold on CT15s. It's because your character is slow. Because the character's going to be walking around with the minigun the whole time. Because it auto reloads and everything like that. You never lose rounds. So if you're going to do an AP build, you do the anomaly 6%. Ordnance cooldown, of course. Disturbance coding. Oh no. You want to do not disturbance coding. You want to do right here anomaly field again. And then you want to do, yeah. Then you want to do the plates. Then you want to do anomaly field again. Then you want to do Warren's Tech again. Anomaly field again. You want to do heavy absorption. That's going to be your heal. Anomaly field again. Anomaly field again. Looking for the one thing on here. I'm field, yeah, so you go up like this and finish off with this. Because that will give you the 50% bonus of anomaly power for 10 seconds every time you use activated ordnance. So it's because what you want to do with the skill with your skills is you want to use tools of destruction and for the minigun. So you want to hold that skill down to get the minigun, not the RPG. You want to have shrapnel on there, and you could use pain launcher for the other one, because you're just gonna keep healing. You're not gonna die. It's a very slow because you're just gonna walk around with the minigun the whole time. Then you go to your inventory. All your stuff it's at fire power is going to have to be AP power with I would go with cooldown reduction on some of the stuff. You want to go with the skill life leech, so you can keep healing yourself. Just cooldown reductions, skill life leech. and long range, like a long range or close range damage. Not necessary. That's more of the skill reduction. Cool. That was a cooldown reduction in the cooldown the cooldown reduction with the skill life leech, along with the AP bonus, is all you need to roll on all three of those. God roll them all. Or you can also, there's specialized ones that you could use if you really want to use the gold ones. You do also. I'm not an AP guy that much for Techno. I tried it once. I personally hated it, so I never did it again. But each to their own. I have a friend that does it. He loves the AP build. Or when there's groups, by himself, he'll just go to his FP build. But when he's with everybody, he'll strictly do an AP build. That's it. For that, you should be able to. Now, going back to my original about the FP build, you with this build I showed you, you should be good doing CT15s by yourself. I struggle because, as you can see, my firepower, my secondary has more firepower than my primary. My primary firepower is like a level 5, and it's a level 50. So I'm hoping to get another piece out, another Amber Vault before this whole new system comes in on Thursday that destroys any duplicates. So I can get at least the mid 80s. I'd be happy. I'm not saying 90s, but mid 80s would do wonders if I can get mid 80s Amber Vault, and that would get me up to CT15s, mostly by myself. 14s are not too much of a trouble, but 15s are a struggle and a half. I don't do enough damage because my firepower is too low on the gun itself, not on the build. The build's correct. It's just the gun that stinks right now, but it is what it is. It's this game. It's supposed to be frustrating. That's it. And I will have on our website or our Facebook page basically a detailed version of how to do the build in print form. They'll just be talking through it. So that should be up by next week, hopefully. All right, talk to you guys later.